Test, test. Test. So, hang on a second, folks. Just doing the last few checks. Yo! That's a much more spirited intro than the music that we're playing kind of implies. I do love me some Jet Force. Jet Force soundtrack. Peak gaming soundtrack. If you ever played Jet Force Gemini, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online right now. It's a Nintendo 64 era sci-fi action shooting game. It's really cool. It is probably not aged that great, but it's a game that I have a lot of fondness for. And its soundtrack is like genuinely one of the best video game soundtracks ever. It's very much like got a very like John Williams homage. I was gonna say pastiche, but I'm not sure if that's the right term. It's very much a John Williams-esque score, very Star Wars-y, but like in the best way, and in like the best way. Anyway, so. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Today's the day, guys. Today is the finale of Justice for All. I'm excited to finally be here. It took us a while, but we're here. It took a lot of missteps. But again, we're going to wrap this case up. And it's going to be a good one. So, as a reminder of where we're at. We know that Matt on Guard, the actor who is currently inhabiting Nickel Samurai, turns out is guilty of murdering his rival, Juan Corrida, in a shock twist that kind of, in hindsight, feels obvious, but because it was very much leading up to that fact. But it's a twist in that every other person who we defend in these games are always innocent. So the fact that they've changed that, and now the fact that this is now thrown a curveball and this guy is now no longer innocent is thrown Phoenix Wright a bit. And so now currently the police are trying to rescue Maya, who has been kidnapped by the killer, who is the person who is responsible for the actual murder, who Matt on Guard hired to carry out the assassination. So currently we're just waiting for those. We've been prolonging the final trial to sort of make sure that happens, basically, to get the killer into justice and Maya safe. And it looks as though we're currently waiting for the handwriting on Celeste Impact's suicide note to come through to prove whether the handwriting actually belongs to her or not. There's a lot going on. It's a whole thing. It'll become clearer once we get going. I'm sure there'll be some sort of catch-up sort of situation. There usually is. Like, they'll re-explain what's happened so far. So let's make a start. Let's just get on with it. Nope, we want that 4-2 trial. Huh, okay, that's interesting. Hang on, I'm gonna have to move this about because he's decided in taking off studio mode that now the image was too big. The border, which was weird. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem so distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It is nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks as though something unexpected just happened to him. Now, Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corridor. Mr. Corridor? Well. Looks as though Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. It's theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Well. Yeah, let's present evidence. See if we have anything here. Defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. Everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true. It is impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. So I've said present evidence, but at the same time I don't quite know what evidence I need to present. I kind of feel almost thrown into this. Slightly unprepared in a way. So what if, I wonder if it's going to be the, well, if he had been spying on Juan and then he probably might have figured it out. That other bear. I'm gonna go with the spy camera, although I'm not convinced. Well, this is the item called again. A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but oh, that's right. A camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed Mr. Ongard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, is that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Ongard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ag. So then, the defendant knew that the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. Prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ongard's motive for murder was. It has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it is not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Corridor 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ongard did know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks at this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution cannot prove Mr. Ongard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh? Well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little, how do you say, unusual. Edgeworth stuttering? This isn't like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person who exists can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It's, Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer. Oh, Mr. the killer. Wait. Shelley the killer? You mean the killer? I mean, the assassin? Yes. Oui, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Yeah, that seems like a bad idea. Like, for him especially. Like, he would be arrested on the spot. Like, it's... Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright. Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. Defense has no objections, Your Honour. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. You're the judge, mate. It's your call. Very well then. The prosecution calls his witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left for us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Hang on, I gotta get the thingy out.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelly the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say. What's going on over here? You're on air? How can you remain so calm? What is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify in court. So this must be what that urgent phone call you got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure if this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelly the Killer.
I understand. Please, wait a second.
I'm so hungry. Maya? Maya? A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied this man is indeed Shelly the Killer. Looks as though we are running to yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So, now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is, as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Go. Now that we have answered that, let us move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yeah, that's it. A bad dream. Shelly the Killer. What's he going to say? About my client.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite, he has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so cool and collected, Phoenix. So, let's press him on each statement first. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients?
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word thirst means?
Sorry. Go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. It's only because you don't know about my situation. Trust between you and your client.
I prefer my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder.
I must
preserve the particular name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did.
Yes?
That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think this would be very bad for them.
Doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You, who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but, would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything. Judge about watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
That egomaniacal.
It is not good for your health to be so aggravated. You wouldn't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed. You're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. So, when I pressed this before, we got the little ding here. So I think if we, on this one, and then we present possibly Matt here. I can't think of who else this could possibly be at this point. Objection! Crap. So if we can't, there isn't any. I don't think any of the other bits of evidence here are relevant, nor any of the other profiles. I think it has to be the Matt and Guard thing, which obviously isn't there. But I don't know where else that would that play in? What if we press back on some of these other statements? Just in case anything new's come about. Well, this is new. Hang on. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with a client who cannot understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who'd have figured?
Now then, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe that we are ready.
Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here on this James witness stand.
If we press on that statement? What is it? I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you cannot ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Juan Corrida?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What? I was not expecting that. With this? That is not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? I just love that it's just a radio on the stands. Really, really funny. This is gonna be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. The Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. The Killer told him a different name. Matt on guard, perhaps. Knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you're the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelly the Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide the motive and instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive at all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. The Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me this means that Matt on guard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Killer out.
Bailiff, please bring Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, one guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And on guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who to believe that the prosecution's own witness would absolve this defendant? Your Honour, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste impacted a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you want to revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defendant for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I think we have to request the trial continue. I think that's the right option. And then trust that, Maya will be okay. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept I'm not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt on guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. Let Miss Andrews be convicted. Then I'm no better than on guard. And even though I don't want him in it, I have to face the fact. It is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over. But he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right? But But. That witness has cleared your client from testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. See through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here, in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with the killer. Right away, Your Honor. Right away indeed.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk to you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what should we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you do not mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it a wonder no one likes going to court? As I have stated a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of a crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the fifth time now. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question test me like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What has this witness said? What this witness says is nothing beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then expose the lies and so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. Okay, so we'll press on each statement. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. I do have something to waste. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting a hit.
Yes?
How much is your fee?
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
No. I'm thinking of... Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead? Don't you? What? Why would you think something like you're right? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let us continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? I would think that most people would be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. Wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Ah, yeah. Well, a change of occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. Dickula.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy.
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
It's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's been truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too.
Ah, no, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Oh man, that's really funny. From the very beginning?
That is correct, from before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder
if that's really true. That is odd. Yeah, because... No, scratch that thought. So what do you think why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of a crime scene is pretty risky. Why would someone who requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true.
I assume it was done to frame Mr. On-Guard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill. That is all. I leave my business card behind. Naturally. The business card is so my clients escape blame. To protect them is my duty.
Well, you're not doing a good job of that right now.
Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I referred to when I said my client had broken the rules.
And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray I will be never called to the stand again.
Again? do you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Hang on. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? What I can do is expose the lies. That's true, however, you realise that'd be very bad for our clients, right? I'm so confused. The one thing I know is for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet. So I know this statement, I think the next one kind of got the little like blip, so I'm gonna press those again just to double check if there's anything else that I need. So we're going to present something here then. A. I'm just going to press on this again, just to sort of, from the very beginning. It's correct for my client visited the room. Clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. It's really true. It's odd. I don't... I'm trying to find proof that she didn't. She didn't know from the beginning that he was dead. What do we have from her that kind of... that bears her fingerprints. That was found at the crime scene, right? But if she knew he was dead beforehand, why would she leave something with fingerprints? Fingerprints on the at the crime scene. Considering how well she sort of was like framing on guard anyway. Or trying to set up on guards to kill her at the very least. I think it's risky. But I'm gonna go for that. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrido had been murdered. But how did you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrido had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. Yeah, sure, okay. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planted, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, he had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really was your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrido's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes.
Why is it the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us some more time. While we wait for the items to kill left behind to get here. Just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. See, I reckon it's going to fall apart because I don't think he actually knows what Adrian looks like. Because the one time he technically we know that they actually interacted together. She was wearing the Nickel Samurai costume, so he probably thought she was Matt on guard. 1 week ago. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
A specific date and time? Interesting. Did you ask why on that specific night? Uh-oh. No.
No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only have my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear. The
Bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corridor's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
Must be talking about the bear puzzle. But why would she want him to retrieve it for her if she had access to that room at all times? Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at a press conference, after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was Sesame just not of any importance? It was very important? Testimony just now was made one thing clear. And that is, the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh really? Witness, please continue your testimony. Which bar? So, you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did. What was that?
What was with the brief pause? Press further.
Witness.
Oops. Witness. I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was Sesame just not have any importance? It was very important. Of course, it was very important, Your Honour. Mr. Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so.
See, it's just as I said.
So lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, will the witness please continue? So your client was Adrian Andrews.
That is correct.
Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. I have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about delicate balance. Okay, so if we go back to here and we say it's not important, say let it go. See, that's fine then. Can we believe your testimony at this point has been reliable? What are we thinking, guys? So date and time. We'll have another read on this. We can go short. It's quite short. I have made preparations and was able to finish. Because my client had a very specific date and time in mind. Date and time, and so that would be the... Probably that. Would that be the right thing? There's nothing else that's like got a specific date or... No, that's not right. Crap. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's press further for the bear. If we say that was not important this time, because that's like we kind of went for the plausible, but and it's just conjecture. No, I don't think it's very important. Please continue. Okay, we press forward this again. If we say it was very important. I say it's not important this time. Will this be different? Please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust.
Whoa, hang on. There it is. There it is. There's the fact that it's face, because Adrian is not a guy. So what if I can trust this person as a client? It's true that what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was testimony just have any importance? Yes, it was. If I've heard what I just think I've heard, then I think I've got him. Your Honour, I believe the testimony of now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that is the case, witness, please include this statement just now in your testimony. Very well.
From the moment I saw him, I thought I could trust this person as a client.
Okay, so should we press him on that? But as we know that wasn't how it turned out, correct? What do you
mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right?
Wrong person. Adrian Andrews turned out to be a person who couldn't stick to the rules, right?
Well, yes. Suppose you are correct.
So, I would like to check one last time. Are you sure our testimony is accurate? Okay, I think we're going to present Adrian Andrews' profile here because I think we need to prove that once and for all that he's wrong and he never met her. Because obviously, because he's been saying from the moment I saw him, and that is not him. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the quest at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
What? Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up. About her.
So, what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh man, I love that the radio broke. That's really funny. That's brilliant. Oh, order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness has testified to the following. He always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking the request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honour. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. Tequila's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, he's leaking! Oh God! Oh, he's so nervous. He's leaking. Oh God, that's going to really destroy the electronics. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? And someone get a mechanic in here to fix that radio. God damn it. I believe it has to do with a name, Your Honor. A name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. Tequila, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What? What is going on? Shelley the killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So, does this mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Jeez, how many times?
How many times does this guy need to testify? Ugh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well.
Very well, but this time give us the truth. And nothing but the truth. Yes.
Now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having to meet my clients. The request was for the murder of Juan Corridor and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job for a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. It means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. You break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious. But I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients?
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
Wait, didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, come on now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you cannot badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Particular met with his clients? I don't have any proof? Sorry, Your Honor, I thought I don't have any proof. I see. Your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. And why would you not meet your certain clients?
Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and there are requests via electronic mail.
Watch out, guys. He's going to be taking requests by text messages on these newfangled mobile telephones. Electronic mail. Do you have to mail in that in a special insulated envelope? The judge isn't with it.
Ah, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is commonly referred to as email.
Email? Contest in mimicry. The judge will be to parrot hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client and... two or three other things?
Yes.
And what were those other things?
A few things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if he pushes buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Well, if that was part of the request, along with one corridor, then it does have to do with the case. So you can't say it's irrelevant, because it is. It just is by its very nature of the request. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be you are planning to betray your own client?
That's... I smell
the pale stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be the one...
Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. Shouldn't press my luck. Alright. I think this is what we're pursuing. I think we should let it go. Should try and find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Let's continue with testimony. Witness, if you please. So you're saying you never saw your client's face, not even once?
I did. Once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine.
There you go. Yes, I see.
But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time.
A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? There's a contradiction because that wasn't Andrews who he gave the One thing does sort of stick out at me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Powers' testimony. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. You received quite a large haul of cash from Mr. On Guard. And at the time, he was not wearing his nickel samurai mask.
No. No.
Order. Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness.
Yes, that night I did wander the floor as a bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to various rooms. Is that so wrong?
Huh?
The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably just a very generous person.
Yeah, I mean, so generous he gave him a job, you know, to, but, I mean, literally to murder someone, but... I'm sorry, but we are not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large bills of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Oh, the deja vu. Isn't this the salary more than enough for one man? Hmm. And where is your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money. What?
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client.
Well, what gave that away? Oh, no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know?
Oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all.
Burke.
I think we are on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened in any way, I am free to cut contact at any time.
I'm sorry. Please forgive my foolishness. Funny you're this apologetic all the time. Anyway, I don't see a huge contradiction here. Therefore, you may continue, witness. I think we've pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly why it's so bad. At the rate we're going, we'll end up completely destroying To Kill a Lie. If we do that, we know how serious a situation that'll put us in. Oh yeah. Roger is now praying that his items reach us in time. If I press on this again, if I press this further and then press further again, will that just end the case possibly? That's what I'm kind of worried about. Okay, let's press it further again. This is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were.
If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was in Mr. Corridor's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. I found this figurine in Mr. Onguard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there?
I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Onguard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with testimony? Yes, that seems just the as he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. Let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Elmgard Mansion. Is that correct?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Well, I think you might remember a few things incorrectly. What? It's a battle of wits, I can't let that happen him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Because why would she have left it at the mansion when she could open it right there? There's no reason for her to have taken it anywhere else because she had the ability to open it. I think that is the... I'm going to try. Are we right? I think we're right. I think we got it. Shelley the Killer. If you had really given this bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item?
I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Don't need to pack a suitcase. Your Honour, please bring back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burnt it. Order, 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 order. So that's where you two are going. So, by the very fact that this suicide note is still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means? It means, Your Honour, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
No! No!
I like doing that with the voices, guys. It sounds like that sound that it makes when you hit the Kremlins in Donkey Kong Country. You know, the...
Bah. Bah.
That sort of thing. I need to get that on the sound effect board. That'd be really good. Order, order, order.
Oh, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors.
Is above all else.
Didn't act. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not...
That's enough. If that is your intention, there is only one more thing for me to do.
Wait, please.
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please. Not that. Please, wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in that? Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honour? I don't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution. What has come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? Am I the only person here who's sane? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then, the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, and even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt on guard, will be declared innocent. In his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder. Miss Andrews will be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we'll now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Matt on guard to the stand. The unsuspected killer's hideout didn't make it in time. Try as hard as we could, but looks like our time has run out. Can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent, good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it appears you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving up his own client like this. On that refreshing like spring breeze crap? Ah, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I save the justice, or should I save Maya's life? You better get on guard as guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews is charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty, or not guilty? I have a choice I make, someone's life is going to end. Well, here's what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright. Sorry, his voice? What am I doing? What is this what are these shenanigans? Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews. Then your client, Mr. On guard, is innocent. Although I do not agree with the fact that he is clearly drinking alcohol in the courtroom. Well, there's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't ya? Right? I can't do this. I have to decide something. I can't count the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt on guard, is... I have to choose guilty. I can't choose anything else. Like... We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on guard, your client deserves an answer. Sorry. Matt on guard is... Objection! Whip! Franziska on karma? What are you doing? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The defender pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yvonne Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All these items are inside here. What a filthy old coat this is. That's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologise for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. Fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure what's inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honour, inside that filthy coat are the defence's final piece of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honour, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Kammer be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, there is one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. You must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honour. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Summarizing the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Question for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe there's something to do with this case, at least with me. Oh right, because that's where she got shot. That's the pistol that you used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of a memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. Besides court record. Second is a piece of evidence is a videotape. Bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Fortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate the tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it? The killer went back for it? That's right. Looks as though he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks as like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that the uniform from the Gatewatch Hotel? Question. Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of leather black gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button. There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure we were to recover it. It proved to provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items would show the killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that's correct. And these three items do not tell us anything about that. I think we need to see the videotape to prove it. But thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overall, this court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down the verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of the situation for us. Two? First, make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer was always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. Second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Maya? That's even more impossible. Sorry, Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duties towards his client above all else. I know if these things seem impossible feats at first, but if you make either one happen, it will truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix. Think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the prosecution, and the judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. There is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth maybe will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now that I pronounce my verdict. Oh, why don't we all just respectively sit back and listen, kids? Objection! I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want us to show the evidence to that person? I'm confused. Which person are we talking about here? Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, if you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. What? One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That is impossible. To turn the situation around in one try? One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking on guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? It's a great question. Hi, welcome to the stream, by the way. Sorry about that. So, I guess the only person who might not know the full truth would be Shelley the killer himself. But I'm not sure. Okay, screw it. Let's go for it. I see. And now, Tyler's caught what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. I'm gonna go for the tape because I want to know what's on it. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it.
Oh, do you think... Just realised, so... He hasn't seen the content of this tape, but if this tape is the evidence from the spy cam, that would essentially set up and show the killer as the murderer, which Matt could then use against him, sort of get him off scot-free and without any worry about any repercussions.
So, as I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted the camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Matt and Gab film the crime scene? The reason why he did this is my ticket out of this whole mess. There is only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come on, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer?
Oh, I'm leaking. I'm leaking again. Oh, this isn't good for my internals. Oh, bah. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Don't know why, it's a good show.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I will follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That is all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the?
I'm not an item. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I'm sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client, the witness, and ow! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down the verdict. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I am sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. I'll say. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells. Right, Chief. Plead guilty. Not on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. My wonderful self. Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. No! No! Oh, jeez. Calm down, mate. Whoa. As always, looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I am sure he is getting a full course meal of whip level right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. Plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Was he talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her? Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. You're going to say you would choose death? As that is no concern to me. Yeah, that was pretty harsh. But, after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that is the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to fix Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this time. This is the first time I've ever felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. And also I have dinners and reservations at 5, so I need to get to that fairly soon. Especially I'm going to meet the traffic on the 101. That is all, this court is adjourned. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realise that there is something more than just getting them not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defence's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life? The client Matt on guard is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those are your choices then, and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right? Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in the police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she is quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mr. Maya. Mr. Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. You may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. The prosecutor has chained himself with defeat to crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack as a defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold faith in his undying faith. Hold strong in his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you. The truth? Yes. That is the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? But that's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah, is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believe in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Ms. Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There is something else. Isn't this Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Is it Maya? Oh, they're reunited. This is really sweet. Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You got convicted, just like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck on this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? But, thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I am different from who I was a year ago. Huh. Alright. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? We're gonna get burgers, obviously. Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved. So hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me. Yeah, you think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at best. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! I feel like that food probably wouldn't be so there. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole. A telephone pole? Oh, there wasn't a red light that got him. Yeah, I did it again, silly boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the last episode of Steel Samurai. But, thanks. Now, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon y'all bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If y'all don't stop being a lot nice to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone get around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine and professional photographer. Looks like Lola brought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You already think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Ah, come on, y'all. It's over. But, oh boy, I gotta tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped? Never a dull moment with you, huh? Like you think? Why should you look so happy about that? I've been shut away for 2 more days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like y'all had rough. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Myers' picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. There wasn't anything important anyway. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Montgomery's receiver. Ugh. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But, Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet. And you've gotten way too much. You've eaten way too much, you glutton. It's fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I don't know if there's anything I can give to express how I feel. How about a bloody knife? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like from Karma's whip, maybe? I don't know. What's this? Thank you. So thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Miss Nick. Hey, Mr. Meyer. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being all lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Would you cut that out already? Oh, you're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for his lovely dinner party? It's if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Miss Nick. Oh no. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? What? Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. What? Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. It's gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I'm busy being hostage now. Alright then, if you say so. He said the thing! What a video game. What a good time. Really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you. Just in case. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. See, I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for our society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Bird, she's back! I, Maggie Berg, am retiring this uniform as of today. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant. Sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Oh no. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Harty. Yes. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes, but I remember. Even if I laid so much as an eye on her, I would go crack. Didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Thank God he's gone. It is time to begin our quest for world sex domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think of Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are like castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? No, I think if there ain't talking bunnies, even they would laugh at most jokes. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary in my humor. Mo curls, represent. Oh, I've got our new act worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What's this? Drat, it's just an electric razor chariot charging at the stand. Can't believe this, really. How long did they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy-Poo's idea, so that means must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Ah, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. And any man that's going to hit the fan, he'll. Yeah, they feel the burn. Speaking of burn, playing fire is very dangerous because of that. Free the warehouse, they stole the scenery and burnt right down. What did you think that? I appreciate everything you and Sir Drift did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. Said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
It is becoming difficult for me to enter country as late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. Would like to request my services? Please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
I forget that Shinji Mikami is like involved in this franchise. Shinji Mikami is the creator of Resident Evil, for those who aren't aware. I'm not sure how involved he is with the franchise anymore, but international departures, gate 12. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this, that's. I heard you're planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. I've got the fourth bit of evidence, right? 4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. No, he wasn't. He was a very, very crooked lawyer who cheated his way to get guilty verdicts and forged evidence, and yeah, overall was not a good dude. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You always have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I mean, she's also like 18 years old, so I mean, she's got plenty of time to sort of figure out, like, if she wants to do that for a living, or if there's something else she wants to do with her life. She can give her time to figure herself out. I've even thrown away my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? No, he didn't. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Now, Zedgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, a chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Huh. Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we are standing here right now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit at your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma. I am Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. A battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I am sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. No. Nice. Okay, wow. I think that's going to be it for the stream today. So thank you for joining me for the stream for the finale of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. And there was justice for all in the end, would you say? Anyway, yes, this game's been really good. I really love these games. These games are really fun. I really enjoy playing them. We will definitely be playing Trials and Tribulations on stream. I don't know when. I'm not going to follow up immediately with that. I think we're going to take a bit of a short break before we do that, but I will come back into Trials and Tribulations later in the year, I think. I think we took a bit of a too long a gap between the original and this one, so I sort of kind of forgot how to play this, so it made the first case a bit more difficult than it probably needed to be. So I'm probably going to come back to this in a couple of months or whatever. But yeah, so that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you for joining me, whether you joined me for 5 minutes, or the whole thing, or in between, or anywhere during this series. I really appreciate it. It's been these games, like I said, these games are a lot of fun, and I really love them. I really enjoy playing them. So I'm really excited to see the next chapter unfold. So yeah, so we'll be back next Saturday with another stream. I think I know what we're going to do. But obviously that's still subject to change. And that will hopefully be interesting. So I hope you can join me for that. And as always, oh, actually, hang on. No, we might do, I say we'll go back next Saturday. We might do a reaction stream to the Pokemon Presents presentation on, I want to say Thursday, because Thursday, yeah, on the 27th. So Thursday, no, it's not a Friday. What? I think I have to look at that. When is this? I thought it was a Thursday. Yes, it's on the 27th at... Yes, it's on the 27th. So some point on the 27th, we will do a reaction stream. It won't be live. It'll be delayed, so it'll be a couple of hours after the stream's happened. No, sorry. Our live stream, will be a couple of hours after the presentation actually happened. So it'll be on delay because I won't be able to watch it on the actual time. But we are... I'm looking forward to it. I mean... I just realized I said that and I was like, actually, am I? Because I know I've seen these all before and I know they tend to be, you know, you get one good video game announcement and a whole bunch of mobile like updates. But considering this is the 30th anniversary one, I'm hoping for some like really interesting and some big stuff. I mean, I think we'll get Gen 10. I think that's kind of all but guaranteed. I know there's been a bunch of leaks I haven't seen or whatever that people are predicting stuff from those. And obviously the Fire Red Leaf Green thing already happened, so we know that's probably in some portion going to be part of the presentation. Whether they will be joined by some other reveals of some other retro Pokemon games, that's to be seen. I would doubt it. I feel this is going to be Nintendo being weird, and that's the only thing they're going to, like, the only major Pokemon like announcement aside from Gen 10. But we will see. It will be very interesting. So we're going to do a reaction to that on Friday evening at some point. So look forward to that. But anyway, so until then, thank you for joining me for the stream. And as always, au revoir, baby. See ya.